my channel. Miss Crochet and Coffee here today with a diamond painting how-to tutorial. Now, this tutorial is basically giving you some tips and tricks on how to start your first diamond painting. I've known a couple of people over the last week that have gotten their first diamond painting, and they're a little confused as to what to do and how to start. So this small little tutorial is going to give you some tips and tricks on how to start your tutorial. Okay, so you bought your first canvas. So say this is our first canvas. This isn't my first canvas, obviously, but we're going to use it as a just because it's one of the ones I've had in my stash. So after you get your first diamond painting, the first thing you want to do is check your drill area. The drill area is the area where you place your diamonds. You want to make sure there's nothing that's going to prevent you from being able to complete your diamond painting, such as rivers, bubbles, loose glue, holes in the canvas, any damage at all to the canvas. When you get your canvas, you will either have opaque paper over top or you will have the clear cover. Now, some companies will go with the cover like this. Sometimes it will be cut, sometimes it will not be cut. Or some companies, which, you know, a lot of them like Annie Buy, Peggy Buy, stuff like, places like that will have the clear cover. Now, first thing you want to do when you unroll it is you want to, as you're unrolling it, have it on a flat surface. And to keep it from rolling up too much, you're going to pull that plastic back. That relieves some of the stress on the canvas from being rolled up. And then you want to gently smooth it back out. Apply the pressure so that it lays down nice so that it stops rolling up. So see how it's rolling up a little bit here? You're going to pull that plastic back, making sure that nothing gets on your canvas. Also, while you're doing this, you want to check your drill area. You want to check to make sure there's nothing wrong with your drill area and that you can see your symbols and there's not going to be anything preventing you from completing this canvas. And you're going to gently apply pressure to lay that back down so it lays nice and flat. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to pull out the tools that were given to you. Now, the basic tools for a diamond painting kit are, you of course will get your diamonds. You should also get a pink or blue or clear drill pin. You will get a boat of some type. There are 3 different types of boats, but 90% of the time you're going to get a green boat without a spout. You will get a tiny thing of wax, and you're probably thinking, what are you supposed to do with that wax? Well, we'll show you in a minute. But the tiny thing of wax, even though it's small, you will not use it for the entire project. So don't worry about the size of your wax because you literally will not use that. I could do this entire project and 3 others and still not use that entire thing of wax. So you have your wax, your boat, your drill pin, and your bag of diamonds. The next thing you want to do when you verify that you have all the tools that you need to complete your kit, which of all those tools should come with your kit. Once you verify that you have those tools, the next thing you want to do is your inventory. Now, your inventory is making sure that the company didn't forget to send you a bag of diamonds, because there is nothing worse than starting a diamond painting and realizing when you start that you're missing 2 or 3 bags of diamonds. Now, normally this does not happen. You will not be missing 2 or 3 bags of diamonds. You might be missing 1. You might even run out of a color. If that happens, you want to contact the company as soon as you find out that something is wrong so that they can send you out what you're missing. And 90% of the time, the company will send you out what you're missing. So you want to make sure that you do your inventory. Now, some companies will send you an inventory sheet, which is just a piece of paper, depending on how many colors and stuff are in your diamond painting. They will send you an inventory sheet. This inventory sheet I'm going to show you does not go with this canvas. It goes with the one I'm currently working on. But they will send you an inventory sheet. And so what you want to do first thing out of the bag is you want to pull out your diamonds and do your inventory. You want to check off each one that you have. And if you're missing any, you want to, again, immediately contact the company. These are things that you should do before you even start the diamond painting. Because if something is missing, you want to try to have it before you're going to need it to work on this canvas. So you would check your inventory. Now, there's two things. Some companies will send you an inventory. Some companies will not. Some companies weigh their diamonds. If you were to get a canvas, say, from Diamond Art Club, they weigh their diamonds, so they do not come with an inventory sheet. They also have their legend on the side here, and they'll give you your bag of diamonds or your bags of diamonds, and they will be clearly marked as to, let me see if I can find the bag of diamonds for this one. Here's the bag for them. It should be clearly marked. Now, their diamonds, this is an older canvas for Diamond Art Club, but it's essentially the same concept. Your bag of diamonds will have two numbers on it. So here we see 6 and 961. So you would go down your legend to find number 6. It has a plus symbol, which that means all the little plus symbols on this canvas are going to be with this color. And then the color number is 961. That is the DMC number. Now, the DMC number is, if you don't know what DMC number is, the DMC number is usually it's the color code for the code for the color that you're using. DMC is normally heard as a term in cross stitching. It's the color of the floss or the thread that they use to cross stitch with. They have decided with diamond painting to use those same numbers to mark their diamonds with. So the DMC number for this one should be 961. 961. So we know we have, for this canvas, we have the number 6, which is the number which will correspond with the symbol, the plus symbol. And then we know the DMC number for that is 961. So in the case that you run out of this color, you would contact Diamond Art Club or whatever company you got your diamond art kit from to let them know that you're missing color number 6 on the legend, and that's DMC number 961, to better help them be able to send you out the wrong color. Or I'm sorry, send you out the right color, since you're obviously running out or you're missing that color, not the wrong color. I'm sorry. So some companies will send you inventory sheet they'll send you an inventory sheet if their diamonds aren't weighed. If their diamonds are strategically, what do I want to say? If their diamonds are counted, I guess, instead of weighed, you should see little bags. Now, the little bags, I'm not even sure if I have any of the little bags here to show you. Little bags will come something like this. They obviously won't come in a big Ziploc bag, but they'll come in a bag like this. The bags usually come in one size, which is a little bit smaller than this. It's about this big. Now, those little bags usually typically have about 200 diamonds in them. There might be a little bit more, but 99.9% of the chance it's going to be 200 diamonds. If you see a fat bag that looks something like this, it's going to have at least 500 to 1,000 diamonds in it. So don't be scared if you see a bigger bag with more diamonds in it. That just means that they've doubled up or tripled up on the number of diamonds in that particular bag. So if it says you're supposed to have, 35,000 of this, and you get a really, really tall, fat bag that could possibly hold 5,000 diamonds, that is why the bags are bigger instead of them giving you a bunch of the little bags. So in the case of this canvas did not come with a inventory sheet. This canvas actually came from Annie Buy Fashion here on Facebook, or on Facebook. And essentially, it doesn't have a DMC code, which some of the Chinese companies will not have the DMC code. Some of them will. And here you can see that there's supposed to be 25 colors. And it tells you the numbers correspond with the letter. So the bag number 26 will be letter Y on your key. So you would find a number or a letter Y, and bag 26 would go with that number. Now, companies like Annie Buy, Peggy Buy, and stuff like that will have their bags come like this, where the DMC number is printed on the bag, so that you essentially can easily do inventory, because the bags are not only numbered. You have a number, you will have a number which will correspond with the number on the key. And you also, right next to it, the 3 or 4 digit number next to it will be your DMC number, which is the color number for that bag. So this is color number 151, or 152. This is color 165 for number 2, and so on and so forth. All right, so now that you've checked your inventory, you've checked your canvas, you've unrolled it, and you've pulled that skin back. Now make sure when you pull the cover back on your diamond painting. Normally with the see-through covers, you won't get a whole lot of damage to your canvas. But with the opaque covers, sometimes if you mistakenly pull that cover back too quickly or not correctly, it will create rivers and bubbles. And I'll show you what I mean. This is a project that I'm currently working on, and I made the mistake of opening it too quickly before flattening out. And do you see the bubbles and the glue? Now, this in no way had anything to do with the company. It had to do with the fact that I didn't unroll this correctly. Now, it won't prevent me from working on it, obviously, because as you can see, I got some of it done. But it does make it a little bit harder. Usually for that, you would take an X-Acto knife, make a little tiny slit in it just to flatten it out, and you continue drilling on it. So what you want to do is you want to grab a corner, or if it's cut into sections, you'll grab a slice of the corner, and you'll slowly pull it back so that you can expose some of it. And as you can see, I did the same thing to the top there too. And that is rivers, where it's not so much bubbled up, it's embedded into the canvas. These are bubbles, obviously, because like I said, I opened this one wrong. I was just excited to get it, and I opened it wrong when I opened it up yesterday morning, and I completely ruined it. But it's not ruined because I can just take an X-Acto knife to iron out those bubbles. But you essentially, when you get your canvas, you want to open it slowly, expose some of it, take a look at the drilling area. So you get up close and personal with it. You look at that drilling area to make sure there's nothing on it or that's going to prevent you from doing it. Make sure all your symbols are clear. And then you would smooth it back out onto the canvas. And that will also flatten it whenever you get it. So when I got this, it was rolled up, and now it's flat from opening it and exposing it a little bit and letting the paper flatten it out. So, you've gotten to that point, and now it's time to start diamond painting. You've checked your inventory, you've checked your canvas, you've unrolled the canvas from the foam roller or from itself, and a lot of the times, as you can see, this one is creased a little bit. That is from when a lot of companies like this will take and send your diamond painting stuff, and they will place your diamonds and your boat and stuff in the middle of it and roll it up in there. Now, that has nothing, it will not ruin your canvas. All you have to do is take all that stuff out of there. Like I said, pull the clear cover back and then lay it back down there nice and neatly. And that should knock out a lot of the creases. Like you can see it already, it's already knocking out some of the creases that are in there, which they're not really creased, they're just kind of bowed from having it sitting in there. Being shipped from China to the US does take a while. So you might see that in there, but once you're finished with it, the weight of the diamonds will finish ironing the rest of that out. So now that you've gotten that part completed, you're probably thinking, well, what do I do next? Oh, before I move on to that, some kits will also come with tweezers. Now the tweezers are for if you were to make a mistake and drop a diamond in a place that's not supposed to be there. The tweezers are obviously there to help you pick up the diamond and put it back in your boat. Or to sometimes if you need to push a diamond over, I will use the butt end of the tweezers and I'll kind of slowly nudge it. If you have a really good canvas, it's going to be hard to get that diamond up off there. So you can even close the tweezers and kind of push up underneath it, trying not to scrape the canvas, and then you'll just kind of pull it off. Now you want to be careful doing it like that because the diamonds do shoot off the canvas and will shoot off and could potentially hurt you. So just be very careful when you're doing that. And that tweezers didn't come with that one. So now it's how do I get started? Now I'm going to use the current project that I'm working on because I've already essentially started it and it already has diamonds on it. So then what you're going to do, and like I said, I already have diamonds on it, so don't worry. You're going to get your tools and you'll have your pen. Some pens will have a multi-placer on it. Now the multi-placer looks like this. It'll either look like this, bigger than this. You have, like this here is a 6-placer, and I have a 6-placer and I have a 3-placer. So this is obviously the 3, this is obviously the 6. You get them to line up really nicely in there. I wouldn't suggest you doing that just yet. I would wait until you've had a couple of canvases under your belt before you use the multi-placers, because it can get a little bit tricky using it to get the diamonds to line up just right. Okay. Also, if you don't have one, a rolling pin or something flat to roll over your canvas. Now, sometimes I'll just use a can of something, like I use this can that I have sitting here. And when you have the diamonds placed down, I just kind of roll it over, especially if you have a square drilling area, because some of the diamonds might pop up and you can push them down with your nail. You can take the surface and just kind of roll it on there and you'll hear them snapping into place. They do sell mini rollers, or you can use, if you have a rolling pin, obviously make sure it's clean, roll it over your canvas. It should snap anything into place and you'll get this little clapping or snapping noise that you'll hear as you're rolling it over. So now that we've gotten to this point to get started, first thing you're going to do is you're going to pull back a small portion of your diamond painting. Now, what I normally tell people to do is whatever hand you write with is the hand you're obviously going to diamond paint with, because you're going to be holding the pen in your hand. So I'm right-handed. Actually, I'm ambidextrous, but mostly not right-handed. So I'm going to use my right hand. I cut my, depending on how big it is, I will cut my paper into 3s wherever I want to start. So 1, 2, 3. And I will only lift up the section that I want to work on. Now, you want to make sure the section isn't too big where it's going to overwhelm you. You also want to make sure the section isn't too small where you're constantly having to start and stop and pull the paper up. So get a nice sized portion out. Pull that area up. And sometimes what I will do, I will put my boat on the plastic piece to keep it up. And like I said, this wax is literally the wax from the first diamond painting I ever done. And it might have like a little one included into it. And so that's why it looks all like disheveled like that. So then what you're going to do, is you're going to, and your wax will come flat. So don't worry about that. You're then going to take your pen, and like I said, you'll have 2 sides, and some of them, as you saw with the other one, won't even have the multi-placer. They're not guaranteed to come on your kit. Some companies will provide them, some companies won't. Sometimes this part here will be open. So you're not worrying about that part just yet. You're worried about this part. Now this is the part where you put your wax, okay? So you see the little opening in there? Let's see if I can get it to focus on it. As you can see, my pen already has wax in it, but just for the demonstration purpose, what you would normally do is I find a corner of the wax, and you want to make sure there's enough space there for you. You essentially will stab the wax with your pen, wiggle it around. Oh, not the camera, just the pen. Wiggle it around, and then I will pull it out like that. And then if you look in there, you'll see wax. And I usually will wipe the excess off on the pile of wax I have here. And then what you want to do with your finger is kind of smooth out the top. So you see how doing that, I got some wax on my thumb. And then I just stick that wax right back on the plate of wax that I have there. And there you go. You're ready to diamond paint. So then you pick the color that you're going to need next. And for this project, we're going to rip this up just a little bit. So then you would pick your color of the diamond you're going to need. So let's say I'm going to start this canvas here and I want to work on, say, this symbol since it's sticking out at me. Now, you would find that number on the key. So if you can see, which I'm going to zoom you in here. All right, now you can probably see that a little bit better. I'm using my light pad underneath, which you can get on Amazon, and I will write a link or have links down below in the description box of some extra little tools and things that might help you out completing your diamond painting. And I will even include the light bar or the light box for underneath. But as you can see, this symbol is the symbol we're going to need. And if you look over here on the key, that symbol will give you a number. So the symbol is this up, it looks like an arrow pointing up or something like that. Or I like to call it the little tint. So I need number 3756. And you will essentially find some baggies or find some kind of storage to put your diamonds in, because you're not going to want to keep them in those little bags that they come in, unless they come in little Ziploc bags, which happens sometimes but not usually. You want to find yourself a nice bunch of Ziploc bags, which you can buy some Ziploc bags. I think you can buy 100 of them in multiple sizes. 100 to 200 of them will cost you about $1 or $2 at Walmart. If you go in the crafting section where they sell the beads for making bracelets and necklaces and stuff, over in the crafting section at your local Walmart is where I get mine. So you can easily go find the bags that that I have here for my project. I'm just trying to find the number. And then what I did was I guess I want to get you guys back out here. I have my bag labeled like this. Now, some people will use labels. Some people will put the symbol on the side of the canvas onto the bag. I'm okay with just having the number on the bag. I have it in permanent marker, but you have to be careful because that permanent marker will still come off, which is another reason why I used it, because you literally have to rub it off to get it off. You could easily put a piece of tape over that to keep yourself from rubbing it off. But for right now, I just have it like this, and that's the number I need. So now that you've filled your pen with wax, you're now going to put some diamonds in your tray. And again, I will link some of the cool gadgets I've learned to buy, like this big boat. Some of the green boat you will end up knocking that over. It is really little and dinky. So there's a couple of things on Amazon that I'm going to link that will severely help you out. But just to get started, the little green boat is fine. So essentially you want to shake your boat to try to get your diamonds facing right side up. So you want it to look kind of something like this. You don't want the diamonds obviously to be upside down because you can't place them upside down. So you want them to be correct. So you kind of shake it around a little bit so you can see a good amount of them facing the correct way. You then will take your diamond painting pen, place it over the top of one of them, and get it to stick on. See how it's on there? You then will find, especially if you have squares, you want to be precise with this because you want each square to go into the little squares that you have below here. So we're going to zoom in so you guys can see what I'm doing here. You then will find that symbol, and you will place the diamond that corresponds with the symbol onto that symbol. And there you have it. Those are the basics to diamond painting. And then obviously when you're done with that color, you're going to want to put it back in your bag, seal your bag up, or your container or whatever you decide to get. You're going to seal it back up, make sure that everything is good on it, put it away, and then look for your next color. And just like the rule when you're making something out of wood, you measure twice, cut once, check twice, place once. There have been a few times where I've misplaced diamonds, and let me tell you, it is not fun having to try to figure out and pick up all the diamonds that you think you misplaced to put down the correct diamonds. So you want to check your key to make sure you're getting out the right color and symbol for what you're using and needing it for. Because if not, and you place the wrong diamonds, your picture will not come out the way it's supposed to. And you can't blame the seller because of your mistake. Just like if you drop your diamonds on the floor. Don't worry, everybody does it. But you can't blame the seller for not giving you enough diamonds if you accidentally dropped them on the floor and didn't end up picking them all up. So that is it for this tutorial. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to place them in the comment section below. I do check it often. You can follow me on Facebook and Instagram at Miss Crochet and Coffee. Again, Miss Crochet and Coffee here, and I thank you so much for watching. I hope I can get a thumbs up if you like this video. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that little bell to notify yourself whenever I put up a new video. Usually I try to keep videos up pretty daily. I might skip Friday or Saturday and Sunday just because it's the weekend. But Monday through Friday, I usually have a video going up every day, whether it be crochet related or diamond painting related. If there's something that you would like to see on my page, please feel free to leave it in the comments of one of my videos, and I will do my best to make it into my next queue of videos. Also, be on the lookout. There will be a giveaway given when I hit 100 subscribers, and the giveaway will actually be for one of the canvases that you've seen in this tutorial. So, I again thank you for watching. I hope you guys have a great weekend, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!